Kingfishers are a family, the Alcidinidae, of small to medium-sized, brightly colored birds in the order Carassiformes. They have a cosmopolitan distribution, with most species living in the tropical regions of Africa, Asia, and Oceania, but also can be found in Europe and the Americas. They can be found in deep forests near calm ponds and small rivers. The family contains 118 species and is divided into 3 subfamilies and 19 genera. All kingfishers have large heads, long, sharp, pointed bills, short legs, and stubby tails. Most species have bright plumage with only small differences between the gender. Most species are tropical in distribution, and a slight majority are found only in forests. They consume a wide range of prey, usually caught by swooping down from a perch. While kingfishers are usually thought to live near rivers and eat fish, many species live away from water and eat small invertebrates. Like other members of their order, they nest in cavities, usually tunnels dug into the natural or artificial banks in the ground. Some kingfishers nest in arboreal termite nests. A few species, principally insular forms, are threatened with extinction. The smallest species of kingfisher is the African dwarf kingfisher, which averages 10 centimeters, 3.9 inches in length, and between 9 and 12 grams in weight. The largest kingfisher in Africa is the giant kingfisher, which is 42 to 46 centimeters, 17 to 18 inches, in length, and 255 to 426 grams in weight. The common Australian kingfisher, known as the laughing kookaburra, is the heaviest species, with females reaching nearly 500 grams in weight. The kingfishers have long, dagger-like bills. The bill is usually longer and more compressed in species that hunt fish, and shorter and more broad in species that hunt prey off the ground. The largest and most atypical bill is that of the shovel-billed kookaburra, which is used to dig through the forest floor in search of prey. They generally have short legs, although species that feed on the ground have longer tarsi. Most species have 4 toes, 3 of which are forward-pointing and fused towards the base. The kingfishers have a cosmopolitan distribution, occurring throughout the world's tropical and temperate regions. They are absent from the polar regions and some of the world's driest deserts. Several species have reached islands groups, particularly those in the South and East Pacific Ocean. The Old World tropics and Australasia are the core areas for this group. Kingfishers occupy a wide range of habitats. While they are often associated with rivers and lakes, over half the world's species are found in forests and forested streams. They also occupy a wide range of other habitats. The red-backed kingfisher of Australia lives in the driest deserts, although kingfishers are absent from other dry deserts like the Sahara. Other species live high in mountains or in open woodland, and a number of species live on tropical coral atolls. Numerous species have adapted to human-modified habitats, particularly those adapted to woodlands, and may be found in cultivated and agricultural areas, as well as parks and gardens in towns and cities. Kingfishers feed on a wide variety of prey. They are most famous for hunting and eating fish, and some species do specialize in catching fish, but other species take crustaceans, frogs and other amphibians, annelid worms, mollusks, insects, spiders, centipedes, reptiles, including snakes, and even birds and mammals. Individual species may specialize in a few items or take a wide variety of prey, and for species with large global distributions, different populations may have different diets. Kingfishers are territorial, some species defending their territories vigorously. They are generally monogamous, although cooperative breeding has been observed in some species and is quite common in others. For example, the laughing kookaburra, where helpers aid the dominant breeding pair in raising the young. The eggs of kingfishers are invariably white. The typical clutch size varies by species. Some of the very large and very small species lay as few as 2 eggs per clutch, whereas others may lay 10 eggs. The typical is around 3 to 6 eggs. The offspring of the kingfisher usually stay with the parents for 3 to 4 months. A number of species are considered threatened by human activities and are in danger of extinction. Most of these are forest species with limited distribution, particularly insular species. They are threatened by habitat loss caused by forest clearance or degradation and in some cases by introduced species. The Marquesan kingfisher of French Polynesia is listed as critically endangered due to a combination of habitat loss and degradation caused by introduced cattle, and possibly due to predation by introduced species. Kingfishers are generally shy birds, but in spite of this, they feature heavily in human culture, generally due to the large head supporting its powerful mouth, their bright plumage, or some species' interesting behavior. The IUCN Red List of Threatened Species classifies most kingfishers as species of least concern. Many species, such as the common kingfisher, have large populations and vast geographic ranges. However, ecologists have observed that the populations of some species endemic to specialized habitats in Southeast Asia and the islands of the tropical Pacific Ocean are in decline. Aggressive logging activities resulting in the deforestation of large areas of Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines have been associated with dramatic population decreases in several species, including the blue-banded kingfisher, the Sulawesi kingfisher, the brown-winged kingfisher, and some of the paradise kingfishers of New Guinea. The Marquesan kingfisher, one of the most endangered kingfishers, faces a different suite of threats. The bird's decline has been attributed to habitat degradation caused by feral livestock coupled with predation by introduced species such as the great horned owl, common myna, and house rat.